Alright guys, time for something very different. It's Friday the 11th of Feb, day before Tarawera. It is about 6:20 in the morning, so I'm hoping this comes out. It could still be dark. Been going since about 5 o'clock this morning, or exactly 5 o'clock this morning actually. Trying this 102k run. Weather is not ideal, to be fair. We were going to do it tomorrow. We brought it forward a day because there's like a tropical weather warning out for the weekend. As you can probably hear on the microphone, it's windy today. It is drizzling. It will be raining later, not too heavy, but tomorrow the weather's looking terrible, so I've brought it forward today, which meant all the preparations were a bit rushed last minute, but it is what it is. I'm just working with what I got at the moment. Through the 15k marker for Cross Creek. So challenges today. The weather is not great. It's drizzling, on and off rain the afternoon, especially the early evening turning to heavy rain. But the humidity all day is real high. The cicadas are quite loud. Even when it's not too heavy rain, it's very warm. It was only down to 20 degrees overnight. So it's very humid and sticky. It's quite hard to judge how much you're sweating actually. So I'm going to keep drinking, but yeah, I mean, it's only 6 in the morning. It's hard to drink too much. So there's a lot of weather-related challenges today. Just making my way to the Cross Creek car park, and I'll turn around and come back. $22k now, just coming back to the swing bridge. So yeah, the problem is the rain. It's not just that it's humid, the humidity is really high, which it is. I mean, obviously the rain, but it's tropical, it's like hot, you know. And it's really hard to judge your sweat rates. The other problem is everything gets wet, you know, everything gets sodden. My socks are wet, shoes are wet. I'm like 22k, 2.5 hours in, and yeah, it's going to be a long day today. I expect it's really going to hurt on the quads. So I'm just looking out because there was a goat just went across the trail there, and I'm really hoping he's not going to come back and start having a crack. I can't believe he went down there, man. That's real steep. He just went off that cliff somewhere down there. There's a swing bridge in the distance. Yeah, it's a miserable day today. I'll do what I can. I'm literally working with what I got today, because if I leave it any later into the weekend, tomorrow's terrible. It's windy, it's warm, but once I'm exhausted later, it's probably not going to help any problem no matter what. So I am taking a bit more gear than a normal race. You know, I've got my PLB, first aid. You know, I did ditch a few things I normally take because I've got Jo helping me with aid stations every 10k or so. She's been an absolute star. We literally started at 5, well, we left the house at like 4:15 to start this. She had to cycle out to the top of rail trail to be an aid station on the way out and the way back, and then dotted around all the rest of the course. So she's literally climbing up mountains in the rain today with a backpack just to give me some water and stuff. This would not happen unless you have someone helping you out. This would be almost impossible, I'd say. I guess, no, you'd have to pick a different route where you're going to and from a car or something. But yeah, so I better put the GoPro away in case I drop it. Just go across the swing bridge. Alright guys, 26.5k, 3.25 hours. I had to stop for a little bit back there, so lost a bit of time. It's one of the good things about this section actually, there's quite a lot of toilets. It's really good if you're doing an early morning run and you've got lots of food to take and stuff. Yeah, it's going alright. It's a little bit brighter now the sun's up, but weather's still pretty pants. I'm not cold, but I am aware of the fact that I'm spending a fair amount of time up in the mountains later. I've got to do Clark's Creek and the Ridgeline. Ridgeline in particular is going to be tricky because it's quite slippy. I don't normally go up there when it's weather like this. It's quite slippy, it's clay. I will have my poles, that should help. I'm actually going to take my old poles, my hiking poles on that section, and I'm going to keep my new poles for the flats later on tonight, where it's a little bit less technical, because the ridgeline has got some steep downs that I'm really expecting to hammer my knees, so I'm going to have to go careful on that. Getting pretty tired now. Yeah, just gone through quarter distance. Okay, 4 hours 20 in, 35.1 k. It's going all right. A little bit slower than on plan, but I have to keep stuff in the dry and use toilets, whatever. I've lost about 20 minutes at aid stations. Just chatting to Joe, but yeah, it's going all right. I'm just heading back down the rail trail again, 2k towards Goat Rock, and then I'll be heading over Goat Rock. That's why I did Goat Rock in my last video. So check that out. So I'll be heading over towards that roller coaster again. And yeah, still raining, drizzle. The weather's making this pretty tricky. Energy wise, not too bad. I was dragging ass on that last 5k. I'm feeling a bit better now. A little bit of pain in the right knee, right ankle, right calf, right Achilles, all on the right side. To be honest, I put this rail trail early on because you knock out 33k straight away or 34k whatever straight away. But I always get injured on this route. I don't think I've ever gone all the way across and back without picking up an injury. So I did it early on while I was fresh. But with the rain and wet shoes and heavy feet and everything, sort of plodding, it's very hard to kind of keep that bounce and keep good form. But at the moment it's going alright, so yeah, I get a nice little bit of a walk in a minute when I go up Goat Rock. It's too steep to run it on a race this long. So yeah, we'll see how that is. But at the moment the rain's light drizzle. It's not too bad, I can deal with this. It was really heavy at one point, but it's lightened up again. So yeah, at the moment, all right. Third of the way through. Let's keep going. Okay, just at the turning, just going up Goat Rock now. Just walking this little bit, it's quite steep. In terms of fueling and hydration and everything, I'm taking electrolyte waters. I'm not packing tailwind or anything. Not got carbs in my liquids today. Just going electrolytes to try and keep those from being a problem, because I had problems with cramp. Well, I always get problems with cramping, but just trying to learn from Tarawera. I had real problems with dehydration and cramping. I am carrying a third bottle at the back actually today. Normally I don't do that, but because I had so much trouble with dehydration at Tarawera, it pretty much ended the race. I'm carrying a third one now. That is half a kilo extra weight, and I've got 1.5 kilos of water on me. So I might drop that later if it turns out it's okay, because I was planning for a 28 degree full sun run. Fortunately the sun's not out today, so I'm expecting to have suntan on and everything, but that's a plus. So yeah, the water should be okay, the hydration. But for food, I'm just going for energy chews, little Cliff Blocks. Got a load of different flavours, some of them with caffeine, some without. Most of the caffeine ones I'm having early and late, so the plain ones during the day. I had the same at Tarawera, and I got a little bit bored of them after about 6 hours of just those, so mixing it up every now and then with an M's Power Cookie, something a bit more substantial, particularly around meal times. And then obviously I got the aid station this time, so I didn't use the aid stations at Tarawera very much. Literally like a pinch of crisps here and there, but this time I got crisps, sausage rolls, I think it might even be a pizza slice or a pizza. It's not tons of stuff, but like I'm only one person, right? I've got enough fueling just in the chews to get me through a race. So it's more just to mix up the flavours a bit, get some real food in, particularly around meal times. So yeah, we'll see how that works. I know I'm not used to really having much from the aid station, so it's nice to have an aid station every like 10k or so, particularly one that you like everything at it. But yeah, it's not too complicated, the strategy for fueling on this trip, but yeah, I don't know, just playing it by ear a little bit. Still raining. I'm heading back up into the hills now over Goat Rock, so the rain's going to get heavier again. That's the biggest problem at the moment. I'm just soaked head to toe right through. I don't mind being wet because I'm not cold because of exercise, but it does make you really heavy. You feel like you're dragging ass over all the time, you just can't get that bounce. Anyway, alright, up over Goat Rock. Probably won't be a lot to film over this because I'm going up into cloud now, so it's going to be a bit of suck now, unfortunately. Oh, downhill. My favourite kind of hill. Oh. Yeah, struggling now. I'm starting to get a bit forgetful. And forgot to give Jo my light at the last aid station, so yeah, I'm going to have to start laying on the aid support a little bit more now. I'm having lots of carbs, so trying to keep away that brain fog, but eventually you just get tired, Power's dropped off as well, about 10% from earlier. But I'm down in that long distance granny gear now, so I should be able to keep this going for a while. I believe we're just coming up to that corner where you have to make sure you don't go towards the rifle range. Yes, we are. So it's left here. Okay. Yeah, see, that's why I checked it out last week, or the week before. Okay. 5:15, 42k, just coming through the marathon distance. Just at the crossing to Station Drive that goes to Tunnel Gully. Just about to head towards the roller coaster. Still up in the cloud. Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle now. The fight's definitely on. I'm doing alright at the moment. I'm hanging in there. Just trying to get to the Ridgeline, because that's probably going to be the hardest, most technical part of this entire run. That'll be the make or break, I think, really. So yeah, I'm plugging away. Oh, I tell you what, because of the cloud cover, without this watch, you know, I'd really barely know what time of day it is. It's very hard to know your pacing and stuff. It's yeah, I've been going for 5¼ hours, so oh dear. So far, so good. Yeah. Okay. 42.5k. You might remember last year I did a video where I said you should cut the tops on these chews, and like anything you're going to eat, just put a little cut in them, because you'll be too tired to open them up. Yeah, I didn't do that. Forgot, and consequently struggling to open them up. So I completely forgot to take my own advice. Like an idiot. I have to get them all opened up again at the next aid station. Anyway, just about to go onto the road towards the roller coaster. Just came over the top of this hill. There was a hare, I think it was, or a baby deer. I think it was a hare, right in the bottom of the gully. He just went up that hill in, I'm not even joking, like 3 seconds. Like, bruh, come on now, that's not fair. Like he went up so fast, he had like smoke behind him, you know? Like, give me a break. Once I get over these couple of hills, it's down towards the Twin Lakes. Then it's over the Ridgeline, which I can tell you right now is full cloud. I can't even see it from here. It's going to be slippy. That's probably the roughest part of this course, actually. Gonna have to really pay attention because I'm super tired now. It's really starting to push. Oh, right, back to running. It's very hard to run this whole section. You basically have to walk and then run and walk and run. Upper Hut water treatment plant. Just coming down towards the next aid station at the car park here. And then it's Ridgeline, which I am not looking forward to. There's the car. That's it, way off in the distance there. Yeah. Here's what I love about Joe, right? You tell Joe, I need an aid station for one runner. This is what you get. We got crisp meat, rollers, microfascia release, extra water, chairs. We've got plates in here, for God's sake, a full picnic set.
I didn't know what you need.
Just attention to detail is on point. Okay, so that's that aid station. Picked up my poles, got my hiking poles, because this is going to be pretty gnarly. I'm expecting to be really using them more for stability than speed. Got my trail shoes on, dry socks obviously, dry t-shirt. It won't stay dry for long, but you know, it's a nice thing to have morale wise. Just 45.5k, so right, this is Ridgeline next. This is probably the make and break for this race, particularly the first way. I've got to go over it, around a little loop at the end and back over. It's not symmetrical in this direction. It's a long grindy up and then a sharp down, which basically translates to completely killing you on the way up and then breaking your knees on the way down. So on the way back it's so steep you end up walking the up, and then the down is a bit slippy, particularly on a day like this, but it's runnable. So it's a lot harder this way than on the way back. So we'll see how it goes. I ran it a couple of weeks back with Joe. I've done it before obviously, so, but I'm not looking forward to this next 20k. Yeah, this is going to be hard. If I can get through this, I have a chance. I have a real chance of pulling this off. So, as I say, it's Mario jumping time, I think. Just got to watch out for that mud. I do know someone that broke their ankle on this next section. So, and that was on a day I think that was drier than this. So I've got to go careful. It's a bit more technical on the descent coming off this ridge in this direction. That's not super gnarly, but it is pretty gnarly. The main problem today is all of the routes you see super wet and slippy. On a normal day it's not too bad, but yeah, it's pretty slippy up here today. Got to be real careful. And I'm real tired obviously, so I'm trying to really pay attention here. I don't want to get hurt on this section. Once I'm off this ridgeline on the way back, it should be a lot less technical for the rest of the run. Yeah, so I'm about a third of the way across the ridge now. Normally, as I say, I wouldn't come up here in weather like this on this track. This is kind of a special exception today. It is wet, it is slippy. It's very hard to get above a walk actually, like even a power walk, but jogging's pretty hard. It's just so slippy up here. Yeah, I'm going to lose a lot of time on this section, but I kind of knew I would, so it's not the end of the world. Poles are going okay, pretty tiring. They're a bit heavy these ones, but yeah, better to have them than not have them, I guess. Anyway, just keep plugging away at it. This section is very slow. Oh, just went past someone out with their dogs and they said, enjoy your walk. Oh, do I look like a walker? Yeah, alright, I guess I do look like a walker. Shit. Yeah, I'm really struggling to pick up the pace on this section. This is costing me a lot of time, but it's pretty gnarly, to be honest. I know this route is pretty slippy. I don't want to get hurt. Once I get to the bench, which is not too far away, it's downhill, but the problem is it's so steep down that I don't even know if I'll be able to go quick on that either. I probably won't actually. Anyway, almost at the highest point. Yeah, this ridgeline's been a real butt kicker. I knew it would be. Once I get this done, at the far end of this is a decent 20-minute stop, and then I've got to come back over this, but it's easier in the other direction. So view from the top today, unfortunately. Right, this is going to be a technical down now. I'm going to have to really keep my wits about me. It's very easy to get hurt on this next section. Just going around the loop at Kaitoki Viaduct. Oh, that last section has really done me in, man. It was 8.4k. It's taken me 1 hour 45. Pretty much walking the whole way. I'm probably going to have to walk nearly the whole thing back as well, at least most of it, until I get to the top of the hill, because it's even steeper on the way back. It should be runnable on the down, but it's so wet today, I don't know. I basically just can't get out of a walk at the moment. I'm really tired, but it's mostly just it's really rough, and I'm too tired for the roughness, you know. After the ridge, it will flatten. The rest of the run should be, it's still got hills, but they're flat on the ground at least, so you're not like jumping down roots and stuff. Yeah, that really took it out of me. Not doing great on the stomach either. Like, I can feel I got an empty stomach, so I'm going to try and get some food in me and have a good 20-minute break, get it digested at this next aid station. Also, I've noticed, because it's top of the day now, my water intake's gone up. I'm going through 3 bottles now between every aid station, which is, I guess, 1 hour 45, but three bottles is like 1.5 litres. So going through a decent amount of water now, or electrolytes. Nearly there, just downhill now to the to across the bridge and then the next aid station. Okay, just slogging my way back up onto the ridgeline from that aid station there. Yeah, this route this section really taken out of me. I noticed that I wasn't eating properly. I was still taking a lot of water in, not a lot of food. I only had 1 set of chews in like 1 hour and 40. Should be twice that at least. So that's not good. I did have some chicken flavoured crisps, pizza slice, and some other stuff at the aid station, so that helped. Also getting a little bit dehydrated now, according to going for a wee for a minute ago, so I need to watch that. I was on my 3rd bottle when I got to the aid there, so I'll try and get to at least the same on the way back. But yeah, this is going to be a real slog this up, at least until I get to the lookout. Then it should be runnable, but it's quite wet today, so it's going to be a slow run. Should be a little bit quicker this way than the other way, but no prizes, no guarantees. After I'm off this ridge, the run should get a lot easier. It's still a lot of hills, there's a lot of vert left to come, but it's flat 4x4 tracks and stuff. It's not so, I mean, look what I'm working with at the moment. You know, I'm literally, these are like above knee height steps, so this is where I got to watch the cramping. Yeah, this is quite a lot of hills. I am 54.9k 58k in and 8.25 hours. Pretty slow by some people's standards, but for me, I'm only 5k off the longest run I've ever done at this point, so pretty happy. Yeah, just got to get this ridge done and then we'll see. Just coming up on 9 hours, I'm just coming up on 58k. It's a very slow section this, so it's lost me a lot of time, like a couple of hours, but to be honest, I don't want to jinx it, but I kind of had a second wind or rallied or something, but I'm moving a bit faster now. It is easier in this direction, definitely, but this runnable bit is really helping because it's so nice to be going at something other than a walk. Don't want to talk too long because this is still pretty slippy. I kind of need my poles just to be safe, but yeah, at the moment I'm kind of rallied and it's looking okay at the moment. Okay, so yeah, I haven't filmed as much there. I got in the zone really got into a state of flow for about 40 minutes there, 45 minutes, and also a little bit in the pain cave. So I have to check my feet at this next aid station. I'm pretty sure I've got a blister forming on my left foot, and I've got left IT band issue on my left knee, which is probably not a lot I can do. I'm hoping once I get off this rough stuff and get down to the aid station, it should be flat, you know, like not rough, not technical, at least. I mean, there's hills, but it should be flat the rest of the way. So I think that's just stepping down and stuff has kind of knackered my knee, and it's so wet and slippy today that it's lots of like landing with a straight knee and stuff, you know. It's not the best technique. It's not too bad. It's not stabbing. I have had it stabbed before, so I know how bad it can get. But I'm hoping once I get off this hill, I'll be able to get into the aid station. I'm going to need a bit of a fix up. But yeah, at the moment, it's not too bad. I'm just coming off the ridge now. Left foot's not too bad on the blister, so that's good. I have changed back into road shoes, even though they're wet, just because it's road for the next 6k, and then it's pretty flat gravel on the hill climb. Clark's Creek really needs trail shoes, but I'm going to take the risk and just try it with roadies. I've got my poles. I changed my poles over to my distance poles as well instead of my hiking ones. So I am now at Twin Lakes, heading towards Cannon Point. Okay, just passing 66.8k, 10 hours 38. I'm getting pretty slow now, to be honest. So I'm just heading over the road bridge towards Birchville Dam, and then I'll be climbing up from Birchville Dam towards Cannon Point. Almost never do the route in this direction, nearly always come down past the dam because it's extremely steep, and it is extremely steep. So this will be definitely poles territory, hence why I bought my poles. And then once I get to Cannon Point, hopefully Joe will be up there for an aid station, and then drop down into the valley for Clark's Creek on an extremely steep, again, climb out with poles, and then hopefully that'll be the last climbs done for this route. So we're getting there. But in terms of elevation, this next section will knock off pretty much all of the elevation left. But I'm really worried about the downhills with my knees, so we'll see how we go. Just getting to the dam now, and then a big climb. Basically 2 big climbs left, 2 big downs. I was kind of expecting to not be looking forward to the climbs, but actually, with where my knee is, I'm actually more worried about the down. Okay, this is going to be poles and walking all the way up here, super steep. Okay, I've just done half the climb. We're on the flat after the first part of the climb from the dam. That was an absolute slog. I'm really done so now. I'm going to have to walk the rest of this climb. Then there's a down to Clark's Creek that I should be able to briskly run if I look after my knee. And there's an up, which will be walking. There's a flat, which I should be able to jog out. And it's down and flat for the rest of the run after that. So it's possible to do this, but oh Christ, really feeling it now. Really starting to struggle. Just gone through 70k. I'm definitely in the pain cave now. Trying to look after my legs on the ups and the downs. I can barely push out 200 watts. Normally I jog along at 260, no problem, so I'm like 30% down or whatever. Yeah, I'm definitely suffering now. If I can get the next down done and the climb out that valley, I've only got to look after my knees on the last big down, and it's all flat after that, so I'm just really nursing this knee home and everything else. it's going to be tight. I think I can do it, but it's going to be close. I'm definitely getting slow though, real slow. Like the power's nowhere near what it should be. Look what I found. She just met me at the top of Cannon Point, and we've adjusted plans a little bit because the weather is atrocious, and my knees are killing. And we just realised we pulled the race forward from Saturday to Friday, which means that the logging road is active. We just heard cars on it, so I don't really want to be on that logging road today, so I'll probably get told off or trespassed. So we're going to mix things up. I'm going to come down the long route from Cannon Point, and then to the river, and then down to Trentham that way, which will cut out Riverstone Terraces and Parks Creek, and then I will make up the mileage elsewhere by doing an extra loop or something of the bridges. We're going to have to adapt and overcome here because we're a little bit have to overcome the difficulties because I totally forgot that it's Friday instead of Saturday. Right, let's get going. I'm nursing my knees now as well. So Jo's going to jog this bit with me down to the car, and then she's going to head off to the next day station while I jog along. And I am nursing my knees now and in quite a lot of pain. 28k to go. Just following through on this change of plans, I'm now heading down to the river, underneath the bridge, and then down to Trentham, which I was originally going to do Clark's Creek and then down Riverstone Terraces to the play park. I'm still going to the play park, different way though. Okay, we've got 21k to go. I'm in a lot of pain. This really hurts. I'm pretty much just channeling the pain at this point, and numbers are coming up again, but my feet are on fire. I've got blisters on both feet for sure, so I can't land forefoot anymore, so I'm pretty much midsoling now. Left knee's knackered, the IT bar's gone, but there's no more hills, so it should be alright. First I've got to get to the play park at Trentham, loop of the river, which I think is about 10k or 11k because it takes me back to Trentham. Then it's about 6k from there. That'll leave me like 8k short or 5k short, so I might have to go around the houses, my usual training route, and just make up the numbers. But I think I'm within sight of this now. I've got 21k to go. Yeah, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. Okay, so I've 20k to go now. Yeah, it's just under 20k to go, and I might have to walk this in. The problem is because I'm landing midfoot, it's just knackered my feet. You know, my feet are just, I mean, they're tired. I've been running for 13 hours, but because I'm not landing on the front and like taking the blow, it's just all going through my foot now. So my feet are knackered, and kind of only really have walking as an option now, which I don't really want to do. I'd rather run, but I've got the energy to do another. I don't know about 20k, but I could certainly do another 10k. But I haven't got the physical body to do that. Like, my knees not so bad because it's flat, but my feet have got double blisters, and like now my feet are just knackered from being pounded all day. So this might take a while. This last 10k or 20k could take a while. Got to do a loop of the river. There's an aid station coming up last one. I've got to do a loop of the river, and then I should meet Jo, who's going to come out and run it in with me, hopefully. But there's a very real chance it could get dark before I finish this. 20k could take 3-4 hours at this point. So, but yeah, definitely on the struggle bus. Like I say, I got the energy to do it, but it just hurts so much. Yeah. Okay, here's the sit rep. I'm supposed to do 11k around this loop. It's totally flat around the rivers, and then I'm supposed to do 8-9k back towards my house, and then maybe 4 or 5k around the houses on a route I normally do. Okay, I definitely have the energy to do that. It would, yeah, I mean it's hard, but I could do it. It's going to take a couple hours, but I could do it. But here's the problem: my feet are munted. Like proper munted. My knee's not actually that bad on the flats here. My left knee's not actually too bad, but the problem is both my feet have got blisters on, which is kind of expected. I'm 14 hours in or something, and they've been wet all day, and I mean just drenched. I've changed shoes 3 times, I've changed socks 6 times I think, and like, you know, they're just sodden. They're white, you know, they're completely like just, they look like 2 crystals on the bottom of my legs, you know, they've they've gone all like, they went so pruned and calloused that like I know they're blistered, but I can't even see the blisters because they're underneath all the layers of like calluses built up. I can't run. I can't run. Like my right foot, I can run. It hurts, but I can. It's just a blister. I can get through it. My left foot, I'm not sure what's up with my left foot. There's a blister, and to take the pressure off the blister, I started landing mid-foot. Changing my stride, which is never a good idea. But what happened is, because they're so like the skin's so soft and my feet are so tired, I just wasn't absorbing those. Even mid-foot, I wasn't absorbing those shocks properly, and like something's knackered in my left foot. Like it doesn't feel skeletal, it feels muscular, ligaments, something like that. But it hurts to walk, and I can't run on it. To be honest, I'm struggling to walk on it. So I got a decision to make. It's like, on the one hand, dig deep, do the distance, it's always going to hurt and stuff, and it's frustrating because I know I've got the energy to do this, but on the other hand, it's like, this isn't a race, there's nobody else here, this is just me out, and it's been raining all day. It's now 5:30, 6 p.m, I've been running since 5 o'clock this morning. I woke up at 3:15 to do this, and I'm actually a little bit worried that I can't even walk home from here. I think I can if I go direct, but it's going to take me a while. I might have to get Jo to come out and pick me up. I'm that bad. So I don't really want to go on the other side of the river because there's a motorway there, and basically you can, I know Jo won't want to though, but you can come off the motorway down to the side of the river. But basically once I go over the other side of the river, I'm committed to finishing the whole 11k, and then it puts me 10k away from home, back further away than where I am now. So I think I'm going to walk it into home. Now from here, that's about 7k, I'm at 80k now, so this is going to come out about 87, 88, it's going to be short by about 12k. I've got to be honest though, I don't know if I care. It's not the Tarawera, it's just a race I've put on myself. I really want the 100, but it's just the ego, it's just because, say you've done 100. And I know I've got the energy to do 100, which is really what I kind of wanted to find out, is can I physically do 100? Well, yes I can, but maybe not in weather conditions like this. And probably going to have to do some foot strength stuff. For if I enter a longer race or enter 100 again, I'll have to do some like foot raises or ankle raises, whatever, calf raises. So I'm going to speak to Jo when she comes out. She thinks she's going to meet me on the other side of the river. I haven't even got like the Trentham. I'm not even a quarter of the way down this side of the river yet because I just can't run. There is a bit of cramping, but nothing too bad. So yeah, I can't really run with one foot, and as I say, I don't really want to head further away. So yeah, I might well be calling it a little bit early, a couple of k early. But then again, maybe Jo will gear me up in a minute and she'll be like, you're an idiot. The main problem is that like, you're talking 2 hours around this river at the speed I'm going. Well, walking, I'm not even walking at normal speed, so probably more than 2 hours around this river, another hour back. I know the weather forecast is heavy rain coming in like an hour, and I mean heavy rain, like there's a tropical storm coming into New Zealand tomorrow, which is why I did this today instead of tomorrow, because tomorrow the rain is just, the rivers are rising, it's going to be crazy. So that's where we're at, that's the situation. It's not great, but I think I've answered the questions I needed to answer. And as I say, my feet ache so bad. I've done over 2 marathons. Well, I will by the time I get home. I'd have done over 2 marathons. So it's not shabby. And as I say, the weather's atrocious. It's just low cloud. The cloud is like maybe 100 foot above ground level in the valley. So it's final decision made. I think I'm heading back via Heratonga. I'm at 84k now. I think it's about 4k, 3.5, 4k. So I'm going to be about 88k. Yeah, I'll be about 12k short. But I'm not too upset, because reality is, like, I'm not running now. I am walking from 80k. I ran 80k, properly ran, like a race. So a bit of walking on the hills and stuff. But I pretty much ran 80k, which is the furthest I've ever gone by about 20k. And the last time I did 60k, I was walking from 45k. So significantly further than I've ever done, and much better in doing it. But reality is, at this point, yeah, A, I'm not enjoying it. B, it's getting dark soon. C, it's still raining, and my feet are just munted. So yeah, no, I'm fairly chuffed with it. I think I can live with it as a result. Considering it's, you know, Tarawera was cancelled, and like up until 2 weeks ago, this wasn't even a thing. This wasn't supposed to happen, this race. Like, this was a last minute crazy preparation. So I might sign off here. I've just got to meet up with Jo, wherever she is. She's somewhere out here. She's coming out to find me, and then we're going to probably walk it home. And we'll be about 85k, as I say, to 88k. Yeah, so cheers everybody for watching. Didn't quite manage it, but you know, the running went well right up until it didn't. I think if the weather was better, I could have done it, because I wouldn't have got blisters as badly, and I wouldn't have shifted my gait and my stride, and then I wouldn't have hurt my foot. I know you can see hindsight's 2020, but the weather's crap. Like, it's proper nasty. It's horrible. It's low cloud, and it has been since 5 this morning. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to getting home and having a beer actually. So yeah guys, and see you guys again. Cheers.